I played Mania yesterday, so hopefully it's still fresh in my mind.
I played it a week ago. Hopefully it's still fresh in mine.
Oh yeah, you were there, and I was there.
Hello?
Hope you like starting with the worst level in the game.
Better than ending with it. Alright. Sorry. Twitch was being Twitch and wasn't showing me what I was
Which
actually
is showing
streaming.
me a Subway ab.
Sounds about right. Eef
More of a
freef.
Jersey Mike's bat. More of a Jersey Mike's guy. Also, yeah, I just now got what you just said. I was like, wait a minute. Is that before?
I don't remember what I saw, like some spubby earlier today.
Yeah, Spubby, like McNaldo's. Have it in a way.
Alright, let's see if we can get fewer game overs this time.
The end game of Mania can be pretty brutal, not gonna lie. Though this, Mirage Saloon is perfectly fine. But this is the worst level in the game. At least in my opinion it is, just because it's boring. You can kind of see what this is. It's just a slow auto-scroller, that's really all this level is. It's got nice music. Hey, Star Man Omega.
Yep, this is certainly going to be fun to play through when I inevitably die to the boss 3 times.
One thing you can do is, like, you can spin dash on the plane and then use your other, like, control stick, either the D-pad or the analog stick, control the plane.
Oh, that's what I did earlier. It's like, how did I zip all the way across the screen?
Yeah.
I forget that's a move.
You can just kind of sit in a spin dash in this level, if you position yourself right, and then just steer the plane with the other stick you're not holding.
I'm not sure how that works.
So, like, spin dash with, like, the D-pad, and then use, like keep the D-pad held down, and then just use the analog stick to steer the plane. Well, steer it up and down, I mean. Not that it really matters. I'm pretty sure you're almost done with the plane anyway. This is only like a 2-minute long stage.
Please give me a ring. Oh, that checkpoint there, that'd be nice.
Ah, you see that ring there.
I did, but
Don't want to go for it? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, because if you fall and die, you have to do the whole plane all over again.
Yeah, I don't feel like risking that.
You can't fall between the train cars, so don't worry. I've never seen those guys kind of do that before. Those flying guys just kept going down. I've never seen that.
Shield, okay.
I wish the whole level was just like this train, but longer, to be honest. But I kind of like this idea. Also, you see that train car says OOZ?
I did not. Oh, great, more plane.
Oh, that'll be important later. Yeah, you get on the train just to immediately get back off it again.
We space area now. Dang it.
Man, this is really easy. You just gotta, like, anticipate his jumps. He can't really do much of anything else.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here.
Just hit him on the head.
So that's probably fairly precise.
It's not really precise. You just have to be, like, way early when he's jumping from the background.
forget you can jump into him. Dang it.
By the way, fun fact, if you're playing as Knuckles, you play an entirely different Act 1 stage.
Yeah, I seem to recall hearing about that. Is it only him?
Yeah, only Knuckles, or if you play in Encore mode. You get the actually, like, really kind of cool and fun Mirage Saloon Act 1. But as it stands, this was just like a nod to Sky Chase from Sonic 2 and not much else.
Do I know who this is?
No, absolutely not.
Will
That's
he
kind of the
appear
point,
again?
is that... Yeah, maybe you'll see him again. Yeah, that was Bark the Polar Bear. He was only in Sonic the Fighters, an arcade fighting game.
This is quite the climate for a polar bear.
And he's in the comics too.
Dang it.
That could actually be one of 3 characters you see there.
Heh.
But hey, we go from Act 1 to Act 2, and Act 2 is actually, this is like one of my favorite levels. This place just has such nice music, and it's such a fun little stage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I recognize this music, but I don't know
This
where
was
I
in
would have
Mario
heard it.
World. This was in Mario Jump. Mario World Jump, rather.
Oh, that's why I remember it. That's right.
Yeah.
It was in that one level. The one that
Yeah.
took fricking forever. Before every level took fricking
Which
forever.
one took forever?
The first one. It was the one with the oil, wasn't it? And the porcupine buffers and such.
I don't honestly remember, but I just remember that it was a desert, so they used this music. But yeah, this is a really fun level. They made a desert level actually really fun.
I like this saloon that's just got like
Yeah, I know.
whipped cream and a cherry and ice cream here. We got it like the G-rated saloon for the
Yeah.
kiddies.
Should take that clip from the Mario Super Show where Luigi's like, "I'll take a milk." In a dirty glass.
Is that a one-time dealio? Not sure what I did wrong there.
One time, what now?
Oh, it only springs up that way, okay. I just tried to
Oh, the
double
pinball?
tap. I've been playing too much Kirby this week, if you can't tell. This is problematic.
Egg seltzer.
Not death.
This is Sonic Mania. You almost never have to worry about ever, unless it's flying battery.
Not sure what the point of that was. Actually, that looked like there was something over there.
You can ride the seltzer.
Ah.
It's like a temporary little pathway.
Ah.
Oh, I did not know those refill. I didn't know that. I thought they were just like a one-time thing. Huh. By the way, there are a handful of barrels in the stage you can push for secrets, but I think you might have passed all of them by now.
Whatever, checkpoints, I'll take them. Wow, there are
This
like surprisingly no enemies in this right now.
this is like a really... Like, this is stage 8, but this is like a pretty dang easy level. And if you take the top path, it's also like one of the shortest. You can beat the stage in like a minute. But I don't want to beat this stage in the minute because it's so cool.
Rotating little stools here. Oh, pianos, nice. Dang it, I could have gotten up there. This'll do it.
Yeah, games need more like Wild West stages, not desert levels.
Shoot, that was a one-up. Too late for that now. I think that was a one-up at least.
Yeah, it was.
It was like about 20 miles behind me by the time I realized it.
this guy's Knack the Weasel. He's from Sonic Triple Trouble on the Game Gear. And was also in that Sonic the Fighters arcade game.
This is something Bean the Dynamite.
Bean the Dynamite, yep.
Yeah.
He's also from Sonic the Fighters. And pretty much no other game.
We gotta reference all the 90s characters somehow.
Yeah, pretty much. The characters that nobody remembers. But hey, it's just nice to see them again, even if it's not actually them. And then Bark, you can just kind of totally cheese, because you can just hit him when he's, like, hopping.
Ah, come on. Whatever.
At least he's not Guts Man. At least he doesn't stun you when you're on the ground. Also, yeah, by the way, this game does have an and Knuckles mode. You can make it so that no matter who you're playing as, you can have Knuckles as your partner, including Knuckles. There's even like a unique ending if you do that. Yeah, for pretty much all these guys, I just kind of stand at the side and then, like, spin dash, you know?
They got 2 hits on him? Heh.
Yeah, you can do that.
What?
And it's just Knack again for some reason. But I think he, like, shoots a tad bit more often? I don't know. Still 8 hits, and that's it.
Oh, alrighty then.
Just a fun little character slideshow, I guess.
And I'll take it. It's a good starter stage for a stream.
It really is, because from here on out, the stages are a lot more mean, I'd say. So yeah, remember when I said the OOZ on that train in Act 1?
Ooze.
It's referring to this. Yep, it's Oil Ocean. I did not expect this stage to come back, that's for sure.
Hello, Spikes. Didn't see those.
This stage is littered with spikes everywhere, and really annoying enemies too. Sonic 2 is kind of known to have, like, the most annoying enemies in Sonic games. You ever heard of Metropolis Zone?
Not really. Hello. This seems like a problematic combo here.
Yeah, you'd think so, but it's pretty much just strictly a cosmetic thing.
I accidentally discovered a secret. And I'm gonna lose it right here.
These are definitely, like, my favorite special stages in a 2D Sonic game so far, though. They're really weird at first, but it's just about memorizing the track, really. You can keep going for pretty much as long as you like, as long as you keep getting rings.
That is not how I expect that to control. Totally lost sight of the thing. It's way over there now.
It always takes the same path, like, every time. It's a set path the UFO takes.
We'll try to catch up with it eventually.
The trick I would recommend is don't be afraid to go in, like, the roughage if it means to, like, you know, like cutting a corner. And then using jumps to cut corners, that's, like, the best way to save time.
Which way am I actually trying to go? I can't see the bad guy. He's way off there now.
You catch up fast with Mach 3 though, but thankfully you don't go any faster than this, but if you fill up the meter, you get to continue. If you fill it up past Mach 3.
I mean, they continue. I didn't catch which way it went.
You get to continue, like, you know.
In the game or in this?
Yes, in the game.
So, as in, like, I don't have to restart from Act 1, or...?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, dang, I'm not gonna get the... yeah. Well, I get a score bonus, apparently. That's worth something.
Guess we won't be getting the supersonic boss at this rate, but that's okay.
But I gotta continue anyway. Just from hitting
Yeah,
Mach 3? Or...
You filled up the meter past Mach 3. So if you lose all your lives, you'll just be able to pick up where you left off. But I think you go back to the beginning of the level, maybe. Like, if you game over in Act 2, you can pick up from Act 2, but I think you'll start at the beginning of Act 2. I wouldn't spam the fireball dash in this level, because this is a lot more of a slower paced level.
Hey, it got me. It got me to that secret. Like the checkpoint, please. Whoops.
Well, you can use the fireball dash to climb up the slide, sorta. So.
Yeah, give me more trouble than it's worth.
At this point, yeah, probably.
Dang it, these breakaway platforms keep getting me. There we go. Whoops, didn't mean to do that.
This actually isn't the way to go. It's just for a secret up here, because I definitely remember this part of the level.
Dang it. Yeah, I want to try this.
I don't even remember what's up there. I think just a few item boxes.
So much progress lost. There's another secret there.
Yeah, this stage has a lot of them. It's mostly like hugging the walls, looking for like secret entrances and whatnot. I think there's also one spot where you can push a pair of spikes to get through a secret hole. Somewhere, maybe.
Dang it, get the one. Okay. Well, guess we didn't need that other checkpoint. Well, this is reminding me of that witch fight from Super Mario Land 2.
Oh yeah, Pumpkin Zone. Also, always stand in the middle in this boss fight.
Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah,
I couldn't see
that's
the
kind
top.
that's kind of a mean thing. Not gonna lie, because you can't see those spikes.
I could only I saw that there were spikes. I did not have time to look at the. Wow, really? I'm gonna lose all my lives to getting crushed.
Yeah, that's how you die in Sonic games. 2D ones, anyway. It's always getting crushed. I mean, thankfully, you can just kind of brute force this boss, because he only takes 6 hits, and it's really easy to hit him. You just can't hit him from below, though, because of the power there.
This is fine.
And then they pulled the gag that everybody was wondering from the old days. What happened if Oil Ocean caught on fire? So yeah, Oil Ocean's now on fire, and smog will slowly start building up on the stage, and you hit those switches to, like, clear the fog.
Oh, those switches, yep.
Those switches that you see.
Oh. Not those switches, apparently.
You just push those to get a boost, but they're totally worthless. You can just spin dash up there.
Is this gonna kill me eventually, or is it just going to seriously impair my vision?
Mostly it'll impair your vision, but you're losing rings gradually. But it can't actually kill you. It can just take you to 0 rings.
Yeah.
Also, anytime you get in a submarine, that also clears the fog. These are pretty cool, though. These weren't in the original game, these submarines.
Sure what the point of that one was.
Yeah, a couple of the submarines are a bit pointless, but that one did, like, help you progress there.
Wow. The sound effects for these spring things.
Don't you love Genesis sound effects?
Does this make me immune to this smog? No.
No.
As I ask that, it starts ticking down.
The clear, like the plane shield, doesn't protect you from anything at all. It's just a free hit. Doesn't even block projectiles like the elemental shields can. I was about to say, I was like, I hope you saw that fire shield there.
Yep, this is definitely the smart thing to do.
This is fine.
The Kirby fan in me just wants to spam the fire dash as much as I possibly can. With no
I
regard
sure
to
as heck
what
saw that on
it's
Smash today, sheesh.
What? Oh, a bunch of...
Kirby's dash attack
Yeah.
and ultimate. Ugh. People just spam that thing.
You saw Kirby's in Smash?
Yeah, I know, right? Actually, I mean, I saw more than I thought I would, that's for sure.
The rare Kirby main. No.
Hey, at least it's not melee.
You spot an Alf main, and then we're talking like...
A who?
Come on, man. I took the spikes because I thought that would make it easier to get on.
Yeah, afraid not.
Crap, I went all the way back here. So I ended up missing that fire shield then.
If you don't like this path, you could have gone left, I think.
I don't have too much of the problem with this path. It's just those platforms were slightly out of sync.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that happens to me every time I play this level. I fall down that, like, breakable floor.
Yeah.
Like, I seem to just never remember that spot somehow.
I think the fire dashes, no, they were out of sync this time too.
You just gotta jump a little earlier. You can jump to the next one, like, you know, early.
Yeah, you have to jump very early. I'm gonna freaking die to the smog.
No, it can't kill you, remember, just take you to 0 rings. Do you see the secret? No?
No, apparently not.
There's rings leading to that wall. So maybe that... But to be fair, I don't remember going through there. Maybe that's another... There's another way to get in there. Yeah, thankfully falling to the bottom of these, like, little oil pits doesn't kill you. Generally don't want to go up the slide, so yeah.
I'd say everything's good, but I've got no extra lives, so that's a relative measure.
But you do have a continue.
It's true.
Also, just ignore the submarine, it doesn't take you anywhere.
Oh, great.
Like, I don't know what the point of this submarine here is. There's like maybe like a ring box in here.
Seven more rings that I came out in with.
You probably need them because some people consider this boss in Act 2 to be the hardest in the game. I forget who, but I remember there was one streamer who was like kind of infamous because he got stuck on like Oil Ocean just for the longest time on stream. Because he could not beat this boss.
This is fun. Well, that was not what we were intended to do. We got hits in. We got several hits in fact. By sheer happenstance. Only one of those actually counted, unfortunately.
But yeah, the thing that can make this boss fight hard is if you take damage, your rings just kind of sink through the oil. You can crouch to avoid the lasers.
What takes damage? The main bit there?
Yeah, just the main bit. The guns there, there's no point in destroying them other than just to get rid of them. You can also crouch in the middle to avoid that hook thing.
I got like 6 hits in one phase. Alright, now what?
Oh, nice, you got him. That could have gone a lot worse, but
yeah,
you did that pretty good.
That second phase is like, if you're not gonna do anything, I'm gonna keep dang hitting you. I got like 6 of the 8 hits in, and we're right in a row.
Because, like, other things that can happen is if you're under a platform, when he drags it down, you'll get dragged down and just killed immediately.
Yeah.
And if you're standing on top of a platform, as he drags it down, you'll get sucked down and then die also.
Oh, good lava. This is safe, if the last stage was any indication.
I mean, if you have a fire shield, the lava doesn't do anything.
I recognize this tune, but I think this is from either the consoles or Insane of the Rain. Haven't covered it.
This is a pretty, like Lava Reef's music is pretty, like, you know, well loved in the series, but I mean, it's okay, I guess.
Dang it.
Well, I'm glad you like it because, like, of all the stages to bring back, I wasn't happy to see this one. This is probably my least favorite level in the game.
That looks like not a thing to jump into. That looks like not a rock. What? Okay. I don't even know what happened, frankly. I think I just instantly got comboed into death there.
The smoke slowly damages you and slows you down. And unlike the last stage, that smoke can actually kill you.
What a use of a continue, eh?
Yeah, going right back to the beginning. From the beginning. Oh well. But yeah, I never, like, got the buzz about Lava Reef, because even in the original, I didn't like it that much. It's just kind of like a, I don't know.
I keep building too much momentum there.
This is such a like a slow-paced level, and this level has like no shortcuts. Like, no matter what you do, this level is taking you over 3 minutes.
That one section with the stairs reminded me of the place where you have to use the high jump in Super Metroid.
I'm trying to remember. Like, I love Super Metroid, but it's so hard to remember, like, some specific rooms sometimes. I think I know what you're talking about, though.
Got some Robobot here going on. You have to screw it
Kirby's
in the
can
correct...
spin dash?
You have to screw it in the correct direction. Else you're not going anywhere. That was definitely a safe jump I just made there. What am I pushing up against?
Fence.
Bounce. I'd like a ring, please. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you saw from that bounce, though, that, like, if you hit an enemy from falling from a big height, you go back up that, like, same height that you fell. Because it remembers your momentum.
Well, that's not right.
This is also my least favorite level in the sense that this level is, like, probably the least changed of any level. This is, like, very note for note, almost the same as the original Lava Reef Act 1.
Ah, come on, man. Where's your Mario Maker level design? There should have been a swamp that just killed me.
Nah, Sonic's never really had, like, anything that even resembles a thwomp.
What, and these don't?
I was about to, like, say, well, maybe those things, I guess, but... I meant as far as the actual enemies go.
Took me back around.
Yeah, your goal is to go down.
Up. Oh, that's just background.
Yeah, I guess it does look like that would hurt you, huh? But speaking of backgrounds, I always did love this background here. With the indoor and outdoor part of the level.
Well, let's ignore that. Really? Like, please explain how that was a crush.
Oh man, I've never seen that. Yeah, Sonic Mania is not perfect. It keeps the, at times, questionable hit detection from the original games. I assume they mostly brought this back because in Sonic 3, this was like the most story-relevant level. Feels weird to say that about a 2D Sonic game, but yeah. Sonic 3 had actual plot.
Hello, triple ring box. I'm sure there was some interesting way to get over there. This wherever the switch for that is.
There was a rock that you could stand on to get those ring boxes. These things were actually from Sonic CD, but they were from a different level.
Oh, they're like bike pads.
Yeah. I was wondering what they were like. What do these remind me of? Oh yeah, those things.
Superstar Sonic.
Those things that those things that totally show up often in that game.
Yeah, the things that show up all of twice. 3 times, I guess. There's that one room in Chuckle Huck Woods.
Yeah,
too.
the Chuckle Huck cave. I don't know why those take so long to disperse.
What am I looking at here? Blind jump is what it looked like. Would have liked this. The boss or what? No?
What?
Oh, this is rising lava. I'm dead because I didn't know I was supposed to be doing anything else.
It's been a while since I've seen this pathway. I usually take the like mid to upper path.
Oh, cool. Well, I got a 1-up.
Yeah. But at what cost?
A 1-up.
A 1-up placed there exactly for that situation.
Make me think of equivalent lives, like precariously placed lives in Mario games.
The game Mega Man and Bass does that a lot, where before a really hard section, they always put a 1-up just to be like, hey, we know what's coming up. In the PC version, you get an achievement for crushing those enemies with these things. It doesn't seem very achievement-worthy, though.
Rubber bandy lava I've ever seen.
Yeah, it goes up really slowly. It also stops at a certain point. Like, the lava stops rising after a certain point, but the screen still shakes. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying.
Kind of a lot of bit of annoying, if you ask me.
Especially on a screen that doesn't have, like, really great times. It's like, wow, I can see all of the screen shake.
Wow, I've never seen this pathway. This, like, bottom-most pathway. Huh. God, almost 6 minutes. This level takes forever, I swear.
I think I turned the timer off.
Yeah.
It's just letting me know how much I'm taking my time. A waste of 73 perfectly good rings. Well,
It is actually, like, really hard to avoid these stalactites. But yeah, this guy has armor. You're trying to get him to drill into the rock areas.
that damages him, or what?
It removes some of his armor each time. He also damages you when he's red.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Yeah.
Wish I'd had a ring to back up me figuring that out.
After you got him to drill through the rock areas 3 times, try to get him to land on the like the bridge platforms, because then he won't drill the ceiling. I also don't have any advice for avoiding the rocks from the ceiling. I just stay on like the far side of the screen and hope for the best. Hey, at least you actually get to fight one of these guys as a mini boss, because you didn't in the original.
like how the lava turns itself off, just so
Yeah.
I can't get hit by it after I kill the boss.
Well, it did that in the original game, actually. Like, as soon as the sign hit the ground, all the lava in the background would cool. I was always a bigger fan of Act 2's music, to be honest.
Don't stand right next to that guy. Oh. This sounds very hot. Well, it did for a sec. It sounds very hothead bop-ish. Dang it. Frickin' corners, man. It'd be nice if I had a continue or something.
Was that from DKC2?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's always the corners. This level can be, like, dang tricky at times. It is pretty brutal.
Yes, please, keep saying that, because that'll win in one try. That's how it goes.
Okay. Hey, you did it for the Oil Ocean boss, so hey.
Or that'll happen again. She frickin' wins. I do not agree.
Those guys could do that in the original, and yeah, I never liked him either.
It seems like very questionable design.
And guess what that means? Every time you got a game over, you gotta crawl through Act 1 again. I'd recommend staying as, like, the upper paths as much as you can here, because they are shorter.
It'd be nice if I could get that one up again.
Yeah.
Do you have to go through that one section with the rising lava?
No, actually. I didn't know that section was there for a long time.
What is this? Dang it? Oh, it's a fire shield. Cool.
Fire shield's really nice to have here, definitely. Also, thank you, by the way. I did not know that shield was there at all. I've never seen that before. It's like every time you play Sonic Mania, you learn something new.
I'm gonna lose this fire shield like at this rate by
Actually, no.
doing that.
Those rock guys can't hurt you if you have a shield.
Oh, never mind then.
The rocks will just bounce off you. Well, only if you have an elemental shield, I mean.
Weird way to transfer momentum. Whoop. Wow, that shield was exactly where it needed to be, and I still got hit. I didn't even see that spring.
It's funny how that spring is there to keep you from taking damage, even though that's what exactly caused you to take damage back there.
It didn't cause me. I would have taken damage anyway. Oh, that's how I ended up on this upper path. I just walked through the wall.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't see it the second time through. It's just like, where did I find this area? Did I manage to make that jump? Oh no, I managed to not make that jump, but be very confident that I was going to make it anyway. These hidden strings, man. Much of this level you can reasonably clear by just running and jumping.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is this a different path that I went on last time?
Yeah, you didn't go up here last time. This is the upper path. You want to do a jump as soon as you hit that red spring, because that would take you, like, further up. You would land on a different track. Or these springs could just... Okay, never mind. Those springs take you where I was talking about. Never mind. This level is just so dang big. It's hard to remember where everything, like, connects. Also, if the smog from those enemies ever clings onto you, do a spin dash to get rid of it.
We're having the Super Metroid issue here, trying to stand in the middle of an elevator.
Oh no, the problem isn't that. The problem is that you couldn't get to a standstill. You can spin dash anywhere on there and it would lock you into the middle. This is the end here, so hey. You saved a whole 2 minutes, nice job.
Man, that was still 4 minutes.
I know, this level is just so long, no matter what path you take.
I didn't die, and I took a fairly direct route, dang it. Oh, I said dang it because I thought I got hit, but I proceeded to not get hit.
You did get hit back there because you lost your shield.
Shoot, not where I thought that was gonna be. That should have been easy, but oh well.
If you stayed to the left of that guy, the spike ball would have landed on the rock, and then it wouldn't destroy the platform. I mostly just like this mini-boss because he actually lives long enough to hear more than music. Most of the other guys you can beat like in like 20 seconds flat. Yeah, there you go. You got my strategy figured out. Just stay as close to him as possible.
Alright, let's try this again. We have two more lives than I had last time.
I really wish you could access the other bonus stage in the checkpoint, because that one can give you like rings and shields and 1-ups.
Yeah.
But you can only get that until you've done all 32 blue sphere stages. For some reason.
32?
Yeah, there's 32.
I haven't even like.
And by the way, you have to get perfects on them. You have to collect every ring as well as every blue sphere.
Sounds rather
Or additionally, you could play Encore mode, because in Encore mode, you don't play Blue Sphere.
Trying to take my way slowly here.
Yeah, I was about to say, if there's any stage you want to take slow, it's this one. Like, definitely. This is not at all a fast stage.
Okay, bottom path it is, then.
There's only a secret up there, you always have to go down here. There aren't too many alternate routes in this act. Unless you're Knuckles, because if you're Knuckles, you could have gone through those walls.
What am I doing? I should have at least committed.
I also hate these parts here, these like rock droppers, because those can crush you and you can't even see them, like the droppers from the ceiling.
Dang, 1-up. Trying to flip directions on me. Now I gotta get back up with these rocks in the way. Unless there's something to the left.
No, you're supposed to ride the rocks.
Oh. Well, we're invincible now, I guess. Unless that happens. Well, alright. this the same stage as last time?
Yes, it is. This is special stage 2.
Do I get the continue bonus again?
If you can get past Mach 3, yeah.
Not a good start.
So it's like, now it's like, man, if anything, you probably just care about the continues, huh? Not even the Chaos Emerald.
Do the Chaos Emeralds do much for me?
If you get all 7, you get Supersonic. And if you're Sonic, you get an additional secret final boss / ending. Yeah, thankfully the save file saves your Chaos Emerald, so
Yeah,
even if you were to replay this file again, you would keep your emeralds. Yeah, if you can fill up your meter again, then you get to continue. Which you just did. Nice job.
Where is the thing, Dragon?
You're running technically now you're running backwards through the track, but I guess it doesn't really matter because you can't like cheat the UFO by running backwards. It'll turn around if you do.
Yeah, I kind of figured, but I can't find it. It's draw distance, man.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a Saturn game, you know?
There it is. Now we're out of time because of that. Anyhow.
If you know what to do, this is actually the shortest special stage.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's got an alternate path. I kept looping around the longest possible way.
Probably don't even want to take that spring. You could probably just make that jump normally.
Dang it.
It was a noble effort trying to be careful back there. Go right for some rings. Okay, never mind, too late.
I love these spikes just placed in the middle of my path.
Huh, normally those don't damage you from the side. I'm not sure how you got hit there. I used to always see faces on those little platforms right there when I was a kid.
How am I supposed to be doing this exactly?
Yeah, you gotta figure out the time, and it's like honestly, you want to hit A when you're like about at the bottom, going up.
Dang it. Backtracking the stage.
Yeah, you have to go up. There's no alternate paths, sadly.
We're gonna get stuck climbing this thing for a bit, like we did in, what was it, Flying Battery?
Yeah.
Aren't you excited?
It's too bad you're not Tails, because then you could just fly past all this.
not at all what I would have expected. I'm gonna be very sad if they...
You don't have to hold left or right as you're going up, so don't worry about that. It won't launch you into spikes.
I was gonna say, I'll be very sad if they change the location of it.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that to get to that shield. That's interesting.
How are you supposed to get to that shield?
You take another. There's another rat that would go up there.
Come on. Okay.
Yeah, that area with the blocks always looks tight, but I've never actually gotten crushed there.
I was talking about that. I was talking about the freaking smoke cloud thing. I wasn't sure how that was.
Well, I assumed when you said oof, you were going through. I am very glad none of those rock guys actually fell on top of you.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Because that can happen. At least I think it can.
Down there. Probably nothing important.
Remember, you have a fire shield, those rock guys can't damage you.
Oh, they can't. Where am I supposed to be going?
You're going up that platform back there. You're supposed to go on top of it.
Oh, am I going backwards now?
No, you're supposed to go up. Yeah, I recognize this level. You don't want to go right here. You want to go back the way you came.
Why is all this even here?
Because the lower path would take you up through here. And then both pathways meet up at the top here. And now you go up and to the right.
Well, this seems like an easy way to get crushed for no reason. He said taking the most crushable path.
But at this point, you're pretty much done and at the boss, but the boss can be pretty tricky.
Can I have a checkpoint, please? No? Okay, cool.
The screen transition was a checkpoint.
Yeah.
I didn't know this until my last playthrough. I didn't know this until my last playthrough, but if you stand perfectly still, the boss will always jump over you. Always.
Sounds like a...
I know, there is something that does that, but I can't think of it. Like, there's another boss that works like that, but I can't think of it.
I'll figure out how to hit you eventually.
It's just a timing thing, but it's really dang annoying. And if you don't have a fire shield, those fire streams will damage you. And yeah, when you hear the rev up, that means it's going to dash.
Okay, you can't actually hit him there. I probably could have hit him there.
You can, but if you hit the moto bug, that doesn't count. You gotta hit the guy riding it. It's not... I don't find it too bad, but it's just kind of a weird boss. I don't know.
Oh boy. Seems very... Seems like the hitboxes are very picky.
If the rider, like, does a jump through the flames and then immediately dashes from the side, it'll leave a trail of fire behind it. This platform was changed because in the original release of this game, this platform didn't like go up through the sky like it is right now.
One more hit. Hey, managed to avoid it that time. Maybe I shouldn't stand this
Fun fact, the Motobug this guy's riding, I think its name is like Jimmy, and it's a reference to an old Sonic like ROM hacker who sadly passed away. I forget the full story, I'd have to like read it again or something. But hey, you did that guy on your first try, that's cool. You've done 2 of the trickier bosses in this game on your first try.
The trick is to just call them hard. And then suddenly I can't lose. Was that my first try?
Yeah, it was. You ready for good music? This place has my favorite music in this game. I love these stage tracks. I definitely was not expecting them to bring back this stage. This is Metallic Madness. This was the final level in Sonic CD. But here, it's the second to last level.
Well, that lasted no time at all.
I don't find this stage very hard, but dang, there are so many things, like easy ways to take damage here. Yeah, you can't damage the bomb guys. Yeah, I do love that the lyrics you hear like every now and then are written by T-Lopes. T-Lopes, the guy who did the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And sung by him too, because he said something that like he always wanted to make his own like rap song at one point.
We triple deluxe now.
You can go left.
Or that horrible stage that didn't make it back from Wii U, the Donkey Kong
Oh
one.
god. God, that one is awful. Did Donkey Kong Country ever have a gimmick like that?
I guess Donkey... I mean, DKC Returns and, like, Tropical Freeze just kind of play around with the 3D planes a bit, but, like, it's not... There's not really specifically anything like that. It's just camera zooming and perspective changing.
Oh, okay.
But there's never, like, I don't recall any parts where you swap between foreground and background like that, at least. Yeah, this seems like this would be the theme of this level.
I didn't know that was there. I don't recall coming through here often.
Between those checkpoints.
Come on, hurry up, Twitch. To refresh.
YouTube's always there. That's where all the cool people watch. Speaking of which, am I missing comments on Twitch?
On Twitch? No. Haven't noticed anything from the YouTube stream either.
Yeah, just the one.
It's like, I would watch from YouTube, but I don't want to react to things like 20 seconds later. Thankfully, you're already at the end. The Metallic Madness is a pretty short stage. And by the way, in this update, it like, you saw how it locked you in the middle there? Like at the start of this boss? It didn't used to do that, so when I first played this game, I kept running right, and then that thing on the right just crushed me and killed me. I was like, what the heck?
Okay, that's hit him.
And yeah, this is just straight up, this is the final boss from Sonic 1. Except now there's 5 pistons instead of 4.
Ah.
Yeah, there's like no way to know which one Eggman comes down. You just kind of have to guess. At least no way that I know of.
Dang it, jumped too high. I could have easily gotten 2 hits there, I imagine. Oh, he only takes 4 hits? Now what?
Except now, in this phase, there is a pattern. Eggman is always in the 4th piston.
Except that time when he was in the 3rd.
No, that was the 4th.
I guess I'm not counting the ones when I'm jumping.
1, 2, 3, 4. 3, and then 4. It's funny how, despite that whole boss being about getting crushed, it's like I almost never get crushed in that boss.
It's relatively easy to avoid.
I mean, it's very telegraphed, so yeah. Oh man, Act 2, I love this song so much. In Act 1, the lyrics are supposed to be from like made from Sonic's perspective, and in Act 2, they're from like Eggman's perspective. It's just a really cool thing.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I'm classicer Sonic now.
Classic. Now you gotta go grab a mushroom. Now you just have to carry this all the way through 8-4, right? Something new Super Mario Brothers DS.
I wasn't sure what you were referring to there. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like I'm pretty sure Fire Mario strats are what they use these days for Mario 1 any or like Warpless. Maybe for.
But you don't have too many options in Mario 1, so. For a sec, I wasn't sure if I got the right stage from New Super DS. It's like, that is 8-4, right?
Yeah. Worst freaking secret, man. Otherwise, great game. I don't know what I was doing wrong as a kid to not be able to get all the star coins in the final level though. Because I seem to think you needed a mini for that as well.
No, you can just like wall jump off one of the walls, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a thing in the original Sonic CD, where in Act 2 there were shrink rays everywhere. They definitely do a little bit more with it here, though.
We got like a Mario 3 white block thing going on here. I'm just gonna reference games and not like actually comment on the gameplay at all. Hello? There we go.
Well, there was a secret back there, but I wasn't sure if I should have like told you about it.
Oh, this is fine. Oh, we just lost our rings right when we got what? Please switch
There's a
me
bomb.
again.
Yeah.
That was obnoxious. I was like really close to 100. You can see the bomb there. I'm not really sure what the point of these shrink rays are, honestly.
Because the original did it, that's why.
Whoops, not what I meant to do, but it's fine.
I just love the saxophone in this song so much. It's so good.
I'm hit by every single one of these. My first impression of any enemy is just jump on it. Or at the very least, like, jump into it. Well, that's an Eggman thing. I didn't even want that. I guess I stay small then. That's cool.
This is one of my favorite bosses. I love this guy. It's an actual gachapon machine.
This is like that Sunshine boss, basically, where I have to wait for it to throw me Eggmans, and not, like, coins or something.
Yeah, you gotta wait for Eggman to drop pineapples at you.
I love this.
I know.
Do I just have to keep going until he's out of stuff to throw at me, or should I be damaging the big one too?
You're just supposed to be destroying the little things that pop out. The only things that can pop out are Amy dolls, the Emerald Hill boss from Sonic 2, and the Marble boss right here, these guys.
Am I supposed to be landing extra hits on him now?
Just turn the dial one more time.
I didn't realize I was controlling the dial on that.
Yeah, you jump into it to spin it. I just love it. It just Eggman pops out at the end and then just runs away. Just kind of saunters off.
That is a fun boss. I didn't even use my continue that I'm gonna die like 10 seconds into the last stage,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
If there's any level you're gonna need it, it's this one.
Well, hopefully I can take it to Act 2 at least.
I'm really thankful that it gets to end on one of the original stages.
Original to this game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, this doesn't sound like one of the original, like, games' names. It seems too verbose.
Titanic Monarch.
How do I control this?
It's kind of like those things from Lava Reef, you know? Like jump as you're going, like right at the bottom, going up.
Right. Yeah.
It helps if you played Sonic 3 because that game had bonus stages that used these orbs. This place has really good music, by the way.
I was gonna say, this music sounds very, like, Final World.
Very not Sonic.
I'm trying to think of what it makes me think of specifically. It almost sounds like Super Paper Mario-esque. Like the melody of it.
Oh, we going to Complex Castle?
Yeah, like it kind of reminds me of that. What is this for?
Well, if you had more momentum, that would carry you up further to another path. Actually, if you go right, there's a hidden spring that would take you up there. There's like a spring that pops out of the ground. Though now you might not be able to go back, so... Or no, you can. I'd say just keep going right and look for that, like, red spring that pops out of the ground. Because it'll take you to a path with a 1-up.
That red spring there?
Yeah, that one. Just let it take you up. There you go, 1-up. Nice. And you could have kept going up there, by the way. There was a bar.
Oh, I think that's backwards anyway.
Yeah. This level is basically a zigzag. You go up, like, you go right, then you go up, then you go left, and then you go up, and so on.
Sure, that was a secret that I just missed there with the orb thingy.
No, that's just the left pathway.
Ah. Because that was totally a reasonable thing to do when that thing was flashing. Where was that red spring again? Can't have been this far back.
No, you're going the right way. You want to hit those bumpers there.
There we go. Gravity flipping going on here, or what?
No?
I thought I saw one of those, like,
Nothing like that.
things on the roof.
Yeah, they can, I mean, they can... Those enemies, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can cling on walls and ceilings, but that's it.
It's weird that he just sort of auto-jumps off these things.
Yeah, I mean, usually they're there just to let, like, the level flow itself would carry you through them, usually.
Alright, game.
Definitely be grateful that you turned off the time limit, by the way. Titanic Monarch, by far, is the longest level in the game.
It's supposed to be going left, I hit. That's why I keep messing that jump up.
And yeah, you can kind of see this is mainly a vertical level also.
Yep.
You're pretty much always trying to go up. You probably don't remember though, but after the Stardust Speedway Act 2 boss, you saw an actual like wireframe of this thing Eggman's making.
I don't quite recall. I was probably supposed to jump through that, wasn't I?
Yeah, you can you can go through up there.
I think I just skipped a couple of those that time.
I know people who hate this stage with like a burning passion, but actually, like, the more I play this level, I actually really enjoy Titanic Monarch.
I don't even know what I just got hit by there.
That thing in the middle, there's electric spark running through it. You can hear it. You can hear it when it spawns. That like sound.
I probably can't. If it's a subtle sound, I probably can't hear it. Oop, not what we wanted. I guess we'll take it.
I love the way you landed back on that orb.
Totally glad.
If you have an electric shield, those things won't hurt you, but you actually get stuck to them.
I'm having trouble with it.
Just don't hold any direction when you hit that spring and then make a jump. I'm sure you'd like to know that in the PC version there's an achievement to beat this stage without taking any damage.
Bah.
Don't forget you have a drop dash.
Yep. Dang, yep. Frickin'. wasn't even trying to go further that way. I was trying to land and turn around. It's a bit tight.
This level definitely like maybe it's more Act 2, but it definitely has more like traditional, slower platforming sections like that there.
Okay, so the continues just do nothing at all unless you're on the second act.
I guess so.
What's even the point, man?
Because the original games had them.
What did the other original games do if you didn't use them? Put you back at the first stage?
You went back to the title screen. Sonic 1 and 2 didn't have save systems. So yeah, Sonic 2 especially took me ages to actually beat as a kid. You'd get to the final boss, lose all your lives, and then it's back to the title screen. Feels like a very, like, I've kind of noticed that, like, Sega Genesis games in general don't tend to have unlimited continues. Like, I recently got the Castlevania collection on Switch, and, like, all the Castlevania games on Nintendo consoles have unlimited continues, but the one for Sega Genesis doesn't.
Took me a long time to beat like the NES version of Super Mario Bros. 2 because it had limited continues.
Oh, does it? Oh yeah, I guess it does, huh?
A mere 3, I believe.
I mean, didn't the original also? Mario 1, I mean?
No, that had none at all. Well, no, it had infinite, technically. If you input a certain button combination, you could continue as many times as you wanted.
Oh, that's how it works, okay.
Whoops! Not what we wanted.
Could have been worse, though. Well, actually, it's a good thing you fell, because, I really don't like those enemies there. Like, you saw those things slowly homing in on you, right?
Yeah.
It's basically like a, like, if you let those things connect to you, it's like forced damage. The only way to avoid it is to kill the enemy or get far enough away from it.
Oh, hello. That's not what we wanted at all. I feel like I've missed whatever the source of those one-ups and such was.
Yeah, it's a... Do you remember that vertical section you were at earlier with the orbs?
Yeah.
If you hang to the right there, there's another path you can take to get to those.
Not only did I miss contacting him twice, but he was able to hit me. Come on, man! The slope.
It's okay, you can ignore him.
I want him to get in the way of this freaking jump.
Don't get cocky, though. There's a rule of 2 that this game follows. You'll see a section like that later.
You're not kidding about this being long. Like, I feel like I haven't been going that slow this time. could have barely flipped with that. Another one-up that I just missed. So much for that. Oh, nope, that was the one-up right there, dang it.
Why is my internet being so bad right now? Sheesh.
You missed all my gripping commentary that I've definitely been making. Cappy's playing more Dragon Quest today. Man, yeah.
Today? I thought that was yesterday.
Well, he's apparently doing it now. I don't know if he's just grinding or what.
Huh.
I don't know what one does in a Dragon Quest game made in not 1986.
I don't either.
All I know is I listened to it while doing some other stuff yesterday, and that music is freaking gorgeous. Like, I may have to get it just on the merit of the music alone, like, when there aren't other things I'm busy playing.
That's good to hear, because on every other console, Dragon Quest XI had, like, really bad digitized sounding music, but they fixed it for the Switch version.
The funny thing is, there was at least one tune. It's like, oh yeah, this sounds like literally identical to an orchestral arrangement done in like some like concert series in the 90s. It's like, I recognize this tune, and it sounds literally the same as it did with real instruments then. I'm curious as to like how how much it reuses. That seems worth the risk. Hello? What the frick did I just do? I just lost all of the progress. Just got TikTok blocked. I accidentally slipped and then I hit A at exactly the wrong moment to just fling myself even further down. Wow. I don't know if you saw any of that. Apparently not.
Yeah, sorry, I was refreshing.
Yeah, you missed like...
I was like really behind for some reason.
You missed the most spectacular loss of progress possible in this
From what I gathered is you like jumped at the orb at the wrong time and then just went way back down, right?
Like this, except about 3 times as far.
Oh man. Well, it didn't seem to take you too long to get back up there.
Not all the way back up yet. There we go.
This is the end of the level, though, thankfully, just up here.
Well, I've gained 2 lives this time, as opposed to losing 2, so that's nice.
And this is kind of a disappointing mini-boss, because this is literally just the, like, the same mini-boss from Sonic 3. Yeah, you can damage boost, I guess.
It seems like the reasonable thing to do at the moment, because I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to be doing.
You can just jump into him when the orbs are right below him, and then make it back.
Yeah, that seems like a worse idea, actually. Dang it. That seems less effective than what I was doing. Well, I want those rings, or else this whole strategy falls apart.
You also want rings because there's a second phase.
Doesn't really surprise me. Am I supposed to be able to get rid of these things somehow?
No, when they're right below him, you can just jump into his eye and then bounce back.
I don't see any proof positive that that is the case. In fact, that's exactly counter to my my previous experience.
It's possible. That's what you did in the original game. Though it does seem a bit harder to do in Mania for whatever reason.
The rings were just not having my damage boost strategy that time. Let's get more of them.
But you
This
only
time,
had, I was gonna say, you only had 3 that time as opposed to like 50.
I feel like if you only have one, it behaves a lot more nicely. Yeah, like, actually, how do I hit that?
Well, you just did it there, so...
You are apparently able to put those out somehow. Oh, that's just based on his, HP.
No, every time you...
Yeah, every time I hit him, he loses one of
Every
those.
time you hit him, he loses them.
It's a miracle matter. What did I get hit by?
Every time one of those orbs is destroyed, it releases everywhere.
I didn't mean to jump into him, I wanted that ring, dang it.
It is hard to see with this background, though.
What? Alrighty.
Now just imagine this boss with Knuckles, who jumps lower than Sonic.
Okay, this is the strat. This is what we should be doing. Should have taken those more rings.
Thankfully, the second phase is pretty easy, though.
Yeah, having one ring would be nice, though.
In the original Sonic 3, his second phase was way harder.
This is definitely the strat. Even if it isn't, it definitely is.
I mean, hey, whatever works, works.
I mean, like, it's just, like, obviously what you want to do from the looks of it. Wasn't expecting him to fall like that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, now you've actually figured out how to do it legit.
Dang it! Frickin' A. Just short. Twice. Get more rings this time. Now I shouldn't be taking hits. Unfortunately, we don't have that continue, because continues are worthless.
If you die a lot in Act 2, you'll be singing a different story. Yeah, staying directly under him isn't a bad idea in the second phase.
That was the plan until he decided to go under me instead.
Well, he follows the elevator's physics.
I don't know what I'm waiting for.
If the elevator's going down, when it stops, he's gonna land on the ground. And if the elevator's going up, when it stops, he stays on the ceiling.
Hello. Hits, please. Jump higher, please. Gee whiz. I really don't want me hitting him. Must have been a fluke that I was able to do it. Like, does the thing just go faster as you go further in the fight? Like, I just suddenly wasn't.
What do you mean faster?
Like, I wasn't reaching him anymore.
Well, when the elevator's going up, your jump is gimped.
Yeah. I must, like, it seems like I was able to hit him the first time when it was going up, though.
You were, because the elevator's not moving, you know,
Yeah.
as soon as he gets out.
Let's see how many seconds it takes to die.
Yeah, there you go. Now you got him figured out. And on to Act 2, which is a very long and can be kind of confusing level.
Whoops. I did not even see that spring.
I was going to ask if you were... Do you remember, like, the 4-4 from Yoshi's Island? Probably not.
Not particularly, because I've never played it.
Oh, you haven't played it. Okay.
mean, I assume it's one of those like mazy-like levels that I really despised in the Willy World, of which there were thankfully not very many.
It's not really a maze, but it's just kind of weird how this level works. There's 4 pathways that you have to clear to get to the boss.
Is this the boss here? This galaxy thing here?
No.
Is this a
These
thing?
are just like teleporter things.
Okay. Look, this looks not safe.
Like this here is the hub room, and there's 4 pathways. This level really confused me when I first played because I was like, what the heck is going on?
Got rings. I love that I cannot tell what I'm doing here. Is this warping me to the top of the same freaking room, or are these like all different rooms?
Yeah. Instead of like, so now you're in one of the pathways, and instead of bottomless pits, there's that teleporter stuff that just takes you back to the start of the area if you fall in it. Yeah, you just want to ride those arm platforms.
Let me see if I can skip any of this.
Yeah, you can't. I do know a way to skip this.
There, sweet. Straight to the checkpoint. That's what we want.
Yeah, it's basically just hold right to land on the checkpoint. Sheesh, why am I so far behind on stream? Sheesh. Oh, hey, blue sphere.
There's presumably more to it, isn't it? Dang it, where's the rest? I feel like I'm running out of time, but I just can't...
There's no time in blue sphere, it just gets progressively faster.
Oh, well. Should have known that wasn't going to create any rings.
Yeah.
Whew. Found the one way to not take damage there.
I mean, this level's also pretty nice about like, having those like springs to save you from falling into spikes, usually. But yeah, if there's any level where you're gonna run out the clock, it would absolutely be this level.
Those guys are quite obnoxious.
Which guys?
The guys that give you those, like, things that...
The 3D thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never like enemies like that in games. I was like, kill them before they make you take damage.
Yeah, the problem is they're just evasive, too.
Yeah, that is true.
Did I end up, like, leaving the path I was supposed to be on?
No, you can't leave the pathway.
It's supposed to be going this way, right? So what am I supposed to be doing?
If you go right here, there's an alternate exit. There's a secret wall. You can go through there to the right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every pathway has a secret exit that when you take, you get a shield.
So are these? Am I clearing these in an order, or are they?
No, you can clear them in any order. And once you clear a path, you can't go through there. See, there's a wall there now.
Not
So there,
This is a new area, though.
Well, every time you clear one of the 4 pathways, it gets blocked off, so you don't have to worry about going through there again on accident. Once you clear a pathway, it's done.
Hopefully this does look familiar again.
It looks familiar, but trust me, you haven't been here. I don't find this level hard or anything, it's just very long and kind of confusing your first time.
Nice if I had a... Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, when you have an electric shield, those things don't hurt you if you get stuck to them.
Dang it, I took a hit somewhere, I didn't see what I was doing. Did that send me all the way back to the beginning, or no?
There's spikes in the wall.
Frickin' A!
And yeah.
These guys around these warps.
I don't like them.
Just a horrible combination.
I just tend to ignore them and just try to get as far away from them as possible.
Well, time to go and
Time to trek through Act 1, unfortunately. Yeah, I've heard this is a problem people have had where it's like, you game over in Titanic Monarch, and then you're basically stuck trying to get through it with 3 lives.
Oh, I mean, I only had 3 to start.
But I mean, like, you know, you can keep your lives from the earlier levels. Because there's no way to play the previous stages until you've beaten the game.
In good old-fashioned fashion. Oh, I missed the red string.
Yeah, good thing you remembered it. If you want, I can direct you to where I know of a few extra lives in these levels.
Yeah, I know there was one I missed, and I'll keep my eyes peeled for it.
I know what you're talking about, and I know where to get to it.
I don't remember where the second one was that I did get.
Also, when you beat the mini-boss of the stage, if you get the sign to land in a specific part, you'll get a 1-up. I don't want to, like, backseat too much, but if you need the help, I can do my best.
First I have to, like, be in the right place for the sign in the first place.
Those transporter things always weirded me out with how they work. Like, it looks like you're supposed to take damage, but no, they don't actually hurt you. Yeah, this part here, this vertical section, if you stick to the right, it'll take you to a different path to where there's a 1-up. So basically, just try and go as up and right as you can here. Yeah, you see those bumpers there? It is a little tricky, but you have the time limit off, so you don't have to worry about that, thankfully. At least you killed the enemy. Though really, that ring box right there is more in the way than the enemy is.
Fire shield? I don't see the one-up you were talking about.
You basically want to keep,
Oh, well, I found this.
if you keep going up and right there. Oh, well, never mind. Those bumpers, like, take you away from it, but hey. Yeah, if you aimed just right from that orb up there, like up and to the right, there's a one-up up there. It is kind of hard to get, though.
Let's go for the continue again. Maybe it won't be worthless this time.
You probably know this special stage pretty well by now.
One would think that. With the outer path of this decently well. Moving back speed, time to actually try to figure out where this guy is.
Don't forget to try and cut corners with your jumps.
Feel like I take them wide every time I try that.
Well, I guess, yeah, it's easier to do that when you're going Mach 2 instead of Mach 3. Hey, you got it, nice. So that means your next special stage, you're not going to be familiar with the track.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll find any more, we'll see.
There is actually, there is still, I think there's only one special ring in Act 2. I know where it is, but I think it's the only one. Oh, you could have gone up from that orb there.
What are we? Right? This is at the very beginning of the level.
No, 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 not at all. Don't worry.
Kind of similar. Wow. Did the exact same thing I did with the first one of those. Is this the same
You
thing?
really don't have to worry about, like, losing progress in Titanic Monarch. That's not really a thing that can happen.
Bah.
Well, at least you get to hear the nice music more. I like how those spikes that pop in and out are basically there to keep you from, like, speeding through here and accidentally getting crushed.
I really like these standard shields here.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in Titanic Monarch. There's not too many elemental shields. Except for in, like, the secret areas. I also really like the background in this level, the like night sky. It looks really nice.
There was apparently another secret in there someplace.
Yeah, I know where it was, but you kind of missed it a while ago.
There's the one up that I missed. Which means I already missed the other one I got, I think. I may have missed this one here. At least I won't lose 3 lives on the boss, presumably.
Let's hope.
Okay, we'll lose a shield for no reason whatsoever, though. Oh no, this is where you get to that one up, right? Oh, there was the one up in there, dang it.
Yeah, you gotta react, sorry.
That was the one I got, yeah.
You gotta not let it carry you too far.
Yeah, and I went the wrong way to get the other one. I just am incapable of keeping the rings long enough to get 100. Or 2.
If you are curious though, this game does have a level select cheat, which lets you pick which act you want to play also.
Yeah, not surprising.
I had to, because the old games all had level select codes. In Sonic 1, it was as simple as pressing up, down, left, right on the start screen.
All at once. That's not very simple, actually. Unless you're a TAS. It has no notion of buttons on a controller. I wonder how many people just found that on accident, just mashing buttons.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem worth getting that 10 coin box when I'm nowhere near it. Oh, it's a 1-up, never mind.
Yeah, it's a
That's
1-up on
the
that
other one I
thing.
got, man.
And you can't actually get crushed by these things, so don't worry about that. Like, they don't go low enough to get squished or something. I never thought to get that 1-up that way. That's interesting.
That's how I got it last time. I don't know how you're supposed to get it otherwise.
I don't know, I just always assumed you aimed with the orbs.
I'm supposed to be hitting myself right, dang it. I had the same problem last time. No? I don't know how I did that so effortlessly, like the 5th time last time. 'Cause I'm not figuring out this time, apparently.
Yeah, this would be the point normally people start like sweating because of the time limit. I do wish this mini-boss was a bit more original, because when I first saw this, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh, it's just this guy again. Okay.
There's the 10-minute timer right there. If only it had been 3 seconds faster.
Did you see those lights on the floor?
Well,
If you get the sign to land on one of them, if you get the sign to land on the one you were facing right there,
yeah.
A 1-up would pop out. Sorry, I probably should have thought of that earlier.
I always forget that they appear where I was standing, and I don't have to go arbitrarily to what I think is the middle of the room to get it.
Well, the sign doesn't drop where you stand, it drops where the boss died.
Yeah. I figured that out, and then forgotten it every time it's relevant. There's a one-up up there. Can we manage to...
I don't think so. You have to jump off that, like, transporter thing.
Really? That seems...
Yeah, you want to jump off at, like, the last minute, you know? And then you would be able to get up there. Maybe you can? Or are there springs that pop out? Yeah, there's springs that pop out. You can't get up there.
I don't know. Can they pop up higher than that?
Yes. Because there's one on the ceiling, too.
Yeah. No cheap one-ups for you.
It is the last level. They don't want it to be that easy. But yeah, in here is like the main hub room, and then there's the 4 pathways it splits off in.
I thought this was the one I started with last time.
It is, yeah. You basically just want to go left here.
Whoops. We just need to do what I did last time.
Yeah, just hold right.
Oh yeah, it does just put me directly there. Oh, this is blue sphere. Well, we'll try it. Hey, only 76. This totally doesn't mean they're in some really ridiculous configuration.
This was the first special stage in Sonic and Knuckles, so it's pretty easy.
Lady, we're never gonna finish one of those stages. I'll find a way to mess it up.
It's been so long since I played Sonic 3 as a kid that I don't remember what my first attempts at Blue Sphere were like. In the original Sonic 3, when you got 50 rings in Blue Sphere, you would get a continue, and I wish that was still a thing here.
Just come. Fine, I'll play it normally. It's not even that far.
Like I say, I'm like, it doesn't take that long to get there.
Just because they wouldn't respawn one spring for me.
I like the premise of this level just because like Eggman decided to build like what looks like a cathedral inside his giant robot mech. Remember, you can go right here, yeah, there you go.
Well, come on, go back the other way.
Yeah, going left here is the intended way, but going right is the secret exit out of here. I remember when there was a speedrun of this game at a GDQ, like, the speedrunner, like, mentioned, it's like, yeah, all 4 of these pathways in Titanic Monarch have a secret exit with a shield, and I saw so many people on Twitter like, oh man, I never knew about that, but I was like, the one person was like, well, actually, I found that on my own. I felt so proud.
I guess we're in this room, wherever this is.
Yeah, you haven't gotten this path before, so this is new.
Hey, I got a life.
the boss of this area has electric attacks, so if you were if you were able to somehow keep this electric shield through this entire level, that would be good. Like, you can cheese the heck out of the boss with an electric shield. But there's only one in this entire level.
Clearly I chose the right path to do first, then.
I do actually save that path for last, the one you went through first. Because as soon as you finish your fourth pathway, you get taken to the boss. Yeah, there you go. I'm like, if you're unsure of where a spring is going to take you, you can always just hold down to let it take you wherever.
Clearly the goal here is to jump to the spikes, right? On the right?
No, you want to go left. It takes you down.
I guess we didn't get the secret exit.
You didn't, but taking the normal path is actually faster than the secret, ironically. So yeah, now just the two upper pathways.
Come on, I'm gonna actually get... Oh, there's a secret over here. No, there isn't. Rings just defy what walls are, apparently. Paper jam now.
Yeah, A-Red, I was gonna say, I was like, hopefully they're like the rubber spike enemies from Sonic 3.
I remember this section from last time. This must have been
Yeah,
about
you went
where
through
I
here.
died.
You died at one of the, there was like one of those guys right there, except you were on orbs, and you ran into the spikes on the wall.
Right, this is where I died.
So, by the way, I just want to let you know that you're almost 7 minutes in the level, and you've only cleared 2 pathways.
Yeah. Did they give you a longer
Just imagine...
timer for this one, or...?
Nope.
Do you just die once, or do you, like, get a game over if you hit 10?
You die. I think in the original games, a time over would take you back to the start of the level, but I
Yeah.
don't think that's how it works in Mania.
Where did I even last get a save point?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, it's not worth going for that thing. Yeah, the time limit is always 10 minutes, but you can disable it in Sonic Mania. It's not as bad as you think, by the way, because when you go to the boss, your timer resets, thankfully.
Of this area
But the level
specifically.
Yeah, this area specifically. But, I mean, the level itself is still very long.
And it saves your splits in effect. So you better dang not save if you were slow beforehand.
Oh, you mean like the checkpoints remember the time that you crossed them
Yeah.
on? Yeah.
Dang it, really?
This was where you died last time. Just keep going down.
That's probably what happened last time. The spring just decided nope.
You want to aim for those rings when you're on the orb that you see. Or you could just jump up here. But yeah, those springs pop out. Just take it easy, you're starting to panic here.
I'm starting to panic. I'm just a very slow load. Jumping through that is not exactly the easiest thing.
It's a little precise, yeah. It's easier when there's rings there to guide you. But you've already collected them.
That was not what I was expecting at all. Now what? It was just a ring box I missed.
Yeah, just that ring box. I think the only other thing over there, I think there's just an invincibility monitor. You would take the secret exit if you jumped off that transporter thing.
As one does.
And here you go, you're on your last pathway. Those yellow elevator things, you can kind of get crushed on them, like stuck between them, so...
Yeah, I can tell.
That is a thing that can happen, be warned.
I don't even get to keep the satisfaction of having killed that guy. Just to respawn if I get back over there.
Oh yeah, I guess it does.
I mean, I know it does, because that's what happened in the previous area.
I know, I just wasn't paying attention.
A billion times.
If you keep going left here, yeah, on this orb, this is the secret path. Keep going left. They intend you to keep going up, but yeah, here's the secret.
Very short compared to the other areas.
It's a lot longer if you take the intended path.
We would have timed out, like, right at the end.
That would have been disheartening.
10 minutes and 12 seconds. Because of that one freaking section with the, where I died last time.
Something I forgot is, you know those magic time fields in that level? Those actually take you back to the time before you, like, started that room, actually. I kind of forgot they did that. And here's the final boss.
Got that. Cool.
You see what I mean? If you had an electric shield, you could kind of cheese this.
Yeah. Hit him from the side, or what?
His shield drops when he recharges with his cords. So it's spin dash as soon as you see them stop. This guy takes 4 hits, and every time you deal 4 hits, he loses one of his wires. So a total of 16 hits. And yeah, you're supposed to get grabbed by those.
Alright, that's just a...
Yeah, this is just a survive thing. You don't have to actually defeat the heavies again. Which is really weird, by the way, because for all 4 of the heavy fights, you can damage them, but it doesn't do anything.
Unfortunately, I lost, like, all of my, rings there.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you wanna go grab those there?
I wasn't quite in the position to do so.
He was kind of boxing you in there, yeah. And unfortunately, the only way to get rings in this fight is in the 1st and 4th heavy rooms have rings, but not the 2nd and 3rd. You can definitely kind of just like tank hits to get as many hits in him on as you can. Like, I know a lot of people who do that. I really love this final boss music, by the way. It's very different. Like, I don't know, this usually isn't the kind of music you hear in Sonic.
Yeah, I kind of need him to stop on the same side of the room as me.
So, yeah, this is the ninja guy. It's best to just stay on the middle platform there. Like, just stay in the middle and crouch.
This goes on a while. Alrighty then. Am I supposed to be damaging those guys, or does
No,
that
it's just
anything?
a survive thing. Like I said, you can damage all of them for some reason, but it doesn't do anything. Otherwise, it's just a survive their attack sort of thing. The only guy you actually gotta hit is Eggman.
I should build up less speed. What, really? No hits on that time. Turn out loud.
At least you got your ring. You can jump into all those bombs that are falling. It only damages you when you hit the floor and they explode. Yeah, Eggman always does kind of try. He tries to jump on top of you, but he can never land on the far sides of the screen. So yeah, the trick here is to just stay in the middle and crouch, and go to the other side when he extends his shuriken thing. And yeah, he only does it twice, so now you're done.
Don't stand way over there, dang it.
You see how he lost the top tentacle there?
Yeah.
In the original version of this game, the bottom tentacles actually got destroyed first, so it was actually a lot easier in the first release of this game. I mean, I like the change because originally this guy was like pathetically easy.
Oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, barely got that ring in time.
Thankfully that one goes by fast. Another thing that made this guy so easy in the original release of this game is that every time you destroyed one of the tentacles, his pattern reset, meaning you could make it so that he would never take you to one of the heavy rooms.
Dang it, jump the gun. It'd be nice if you were guaranteed a couple of hits. This is on that middle phase, but bad.
And now, just keep an eye on Sonic because there's little spike things that pop out
I
every so
saw
often.
a little too late.
Yeah.
At least I got some rings.
At least this room has rings.
Yeah, a lot of them too. And I didn't get all of them in case I somehow loop through all 4 phases again. At least I'm gonna be able to camp them on one side. This is not where I want to be standing. The rings do not respawn.
Yeah, I was actually wondering that. I was like, did the rings respawn? I don't know.
There are some on the other side, so if I ever go there again,
Yeah.
I've got recourse.
You should be able to get him soon enough. It looks like you've got this guy figured out. He's not too hard. Just takes a while.
There we go. Might be able to get it. Nope, still didn't get 2 hits on him. If I drop dashed, I probably could have gotten more hits on him. Dang it, get on the middle! Whatever this is going over there. Gosh, I hate the momentum on the slopes in this game.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to.
One hit short. We're just gonna do that yellow phase again. Well, I was heading that way, but a little too slowly. At least that one's good and short.
Yeah, really.
What?
I still don't like that phase because, like, you can still get hit by the robot when it pops out. It's kind of annoying.
Take a guaranteed hit, or probably still a hit.
I love Eggman's reaction there. He's just like, eh.
And now for the second phase! Now it's a shoot 'em up. Oh wait, no.
And now for the escape sequence.
Yeah, it's like...
Super Metroid.
Yeah, we gotta go for the Kirby cliche or the Metroid
Now you gotta go through
cliche.
Act 2, but backwards.
That's a Wario world then, or Wario Land rather.
Yeah, I actually did watch a bit of Skawo's like Shake It, and I was like, wait, this game has the go through the level backwards thing too? Huh.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that series, admittedly. Sorry.
I've seen some gameplay, but that's mostly it.
But I'm finding out that that particular game has a lot of the same sound effects as Epic Yarn. So I don't know what happened to my voice. And I choked on some water.
You should go play Hydro City again then. But yeah, that's Sonic Mania. Kind of an abrupt ending. It's just like the big machine explodes. Credits. Like, okay.
It's weird that the Metal Sonic has so many more phases than that. I mean,
if you had all the Chaos Emeralds, you would have an additional boss fight. But only if you're playing as Sonic.
I don't know that I ever got, like, 7... I don't know that I ever even went in 7 of those rings. I probably only went in, like, 4.
There's a lot of them. Definitely. Like, Chemical Plant Act 1 itself, I think, has, like, 4. Like,
Yeah.
I can very easily get all the emeralds by, like, Studiopolis Act 1 these days.
This is definitely entertaining, though. Might come
That's
back
good.
to the
That's good to hear.
Encore stuff eventually, but
I was gonna say, I'm like Sonic games are very much a like play this game through a couple of times to get the hang of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like once you get the level
There's still-
designs memorized, it becomes a lot more fun.
There are still certain things I'm not that terribly fond of in terms of the whole like the whole like spin, not the spin mechanics, but like the slope mechanics and how that affects your
Like
jumps.
momentum.
It just feels kind of weird.
It takes getting used to. It's probably a good thing you haven't started with the classic games though, because they're definitely a lot more stiff than Mania is. Like I went like a couple weeks ago, I went back and played like Sonic 1, 2, and 3. I was like, man, these games are way more stiff than I remember them being.
It's almost as if like most 2D
This
series
game came
starts
out
that
20
way.
years later.
I mean, like, compare Mario 1 to even Mario 3, let alone the new Super games, and, like, it's reasonable that people might want to not go back on them.
Yeah, Sonic 1, 2, and 3 kind of all control very similarly, though. They're not that different. Whereas, like, Mario 1, 2, and 3 all feel very different.
Yeah, like, it's interesting just how different... Like, I don't know at what point Mario 2 and Doki Doki Panic like split off or were considered separate projects was like, but Mario 2 just does not control at all like Mario 1. It's the floatiest game in the series by a long shot.
But I like that.
And about 10 times more if you're playing as Luigi.
I know, I was gonna say, I'm like, but I love that. Playing as Luigi in that game feels so good.
Pressing A, it's like, that's cool, I didn't want to touch the ground again, like this minute.
Like, I played the first level with Luigi, and then the second level, Mario, and I fell in the first pit, because, like, wow, Luigi is so much floatier.
Although, the second level also is, like, quite a bit of a difficulty jump, just that first little bit of landing on the guy on the carpet. Yeah, you've not seen floatiness until you've seen Luigi high jump into an enemy for a damage boost. We're talking like a screen and a half of vertical distance. Like, we're talking like super jump off of paratroopers in the Lost Levels level of ridiculousness.
Or that one Mario Maker level you played that Olmi made with like the cape or something.
Did I play that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe I played it a bit. Oh, that one, yeah.
The thing where it's like you fly up with the cape, you get hit, but then you just keep going up somehow.
Yeah. I was thinking of
I don't know how that works, so.
With like a cape, you having to just like do a no jump.
I'm pretty sure that's not a Mario World thing.
Well, the cape's
Then
always
again,
had
who
its
knows?
own weirdnesses.
It might be, who knows?
Did you see that blue switch stage and jump?
I don't remember.
Yeah, Aaron, like, let me know if you ever want a CoCom. Like, I would be glad to add you to the role. I know Wednesdays are not ideal for you, but I will eventually stream on a Saturday again. Is this just black screen? What happened?
No, there should be something.
Why did the thing just decide to go to sleep mid-credits sequence?
Huh. I do not know.
It was like, wow, what a fade out. Except we're not fading out to anything, it's just black.
I'm like, I swear this game isn't that anticlimactic.
It's like, wow. Well, they really didn't, they went the whole way into just not composing. No, I love the soundtrack of this. It's just weird that there's no, like, credits theme. It just sort of loops through a few random themes, stopping completely in between them.
Oh, but that's how the old games did it. The credits music in the old games was like a medley of all the stage tracks.
Yeah, but this isn't even a medley. It just stopped and played a different stage.
Oh. It's been so long since I've actually sat through the credits listening to the music. I usually press start to skip them, so...
Hey, whatever, man. Jason Rice has got to get his screen time.
And Tyson Hesse, so he can get more jobs for animating stuff. But yeah, Sonic Mania, I really, really love this game, and I'm so glad that Sega let it happen, because these guys definitely know how to make really good 2D Sonic levels.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of non-linearity in like them. It's definitely.
It's usually it's kind of ironic that like you talk to a lot of people, they say that's what they love about the old games. It's like these levels are so big and have so many secrets to find, and yeah, they do. It's not just about going fast. There's so much. Like even to this day, I can still find stuff in the old Sonic games that I didn't know was there in a level. I was like, hey, I didn't know this pathway was here. Like, you found a fire shield in Lava Reef Act 1 that I never knew was there.
It seems like there could have been about 1 billion 1-ups hidden in that final stage that I just didn't know about.
Well, really, any
Let alone
stage.
the 2 or 3 that I did see and didn't get in time.
I swear there's 1 billion 1-ups in this game, because I played this game, like, yesterday, and I finished the game with, like, 50 lives.
We're talking, like, Star Allies levels of insanity. I mean, part of it is just if you just never get hit, you're gonna get a couple lives per level.
Well, yeah, that helps that, because I do know the levels pretty well. And I usually like to keep electric shields. No, you should play Sonic 4 Episode 1, where that game has a triple digit for its life counter. You just play Casino Street Act 2, and then every 5 seconds you hear the 1-up jingle.
Try again. Well, we tried.
Try again.
We tried.
Yeah, this is how the classic games would always end if you didn't get the Chaos Emeralds. You see Eggman's smug face as it makes you want to go back and get all the emeralds.
Gotta love these time saves. Like Green Hill Zone. Ah. The first two are like sub 10 minutes almost. And then it's like. What was
Yeah,
that?
it didn't used to.
Oh, that was the Mirage Saloon. Yeah, that one was
Yeah.
easy.
I like Titanic Monarch, TMZ.
TMC. ERZ. Extra Ring Zone. I don't know.
It's supposed to be Egg Reverie Zone.
Egg
That's
Reverie?
the Supersonic boss. Yeah, Reverie. Like, I've never seen that word before this game. Reverie.
Interesting. Special. 8 minutes just running around in circles.
Yeah, this is a new feature, and when you beat the game, it shows you your times. In
Yeah, I
the
wanna
original
say,
release,
like-
it didn't do that.
I want to say that like there were like ROM hacks out there that like kind of improved the original trilogy and put in that sort of stuff, like level selects and so forth, like more accessible. I'm not remembering exactly what this is.
If you ever want to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I would recommend, there's a ROM hack called Sonic 3 Complete, which is basically just a better version of the original game with like a lot of options and stuff. It's probably the best way to play the game.
Yeah, but this has been fun. I will be doing things. I will be playing a different game next week, and I'll be trying to do some more one-off streams, because I'm seeing Carl Sagan play a bunch of fun-looking Mario Maker levels and so forth.
Mario Maker is either really fun or it's not, I'd imagine.
I mean, like, it has to really try to sour me after, like, I don't know. Playing Super Expert will do that in a hurry, at least in the original game. But, like, it has to try to make me dislike the game. It's just like, there are other things I could be doing, there are other games I could be playing, like Kirby Clash. I've put, like, triple the time into that already that I played into any of the, like, sub-game games on the 3DS. I gave it a lackluster, like, first impression when I stream this. You're not gonna hear this if you watch this and are watching this to the end. But yeah, that game is fun. I put like 9 hours into it and could put a few more
really
in at
is.
least. And that's for like 50 cents.
Though now I'm out of apples and I like don't know what to do.
Yeah. I figure it'll happen eventually, but it's not happened yet.
I've got like 20 apples and all the gear to make requires like well over 100 of them.
Well, anyway, I will see you all next week when I'll be streaming a Zelda thing
Maybe. Hopefully.
that I will probably get the name right of. See y'all then.